In this world, there is much of characters of students, ladies and gentlemen. We know that there is some genius students or normal students, ladies and gentlemen. We're talking about how the genius and the normal study. We know that based on this motion, ladies and gentlemen, this house will arrange students in classroom based on their intelligence and academic performance rather than on their age, ladies and gentlemen. We're talking about how this motion exists, ladies and gentlemen. It's only for the goodness of the genius. We're talking about the genius study and for the good impact to the students and for the good impact for the school itself, ladies and gentlemen. We're talking about the status quo right now, ladies and gentlemen. Genius students will disturb in the same class with the normal students because they are bookworm, ladies and gentlemen. It's only the status quo, and based on this motion, this house will arrange students in classroom based on their intelligence. Why we should arrange the students in classroom based on their intelligence, ladies and gentlemen? It will bring good impact, ladies and gentlemen. It's firstly to the student, ladies and gentlemen. We know that genius students should study without a disturb or cannot study in the noisy situation, ladies and gentlemen. So the genius students should study genius students should study in the same class, ladies and gentlemen. Genius A or genius B should study in the same class, ladies and gentlemen. They cannot to study in the other classroom, ladies and gentlemen, because the normal students will disturb them when they are study. Because we know that a normal student is active student, so sometimes they can disturb them because they are bookworm, ladies and gentlemen. We know that we're talking about what is the good impact to the school if we arrange the students in the classroom based on their intelligence, ladies and gentlemen. We know that if the genius students study with the full concentrations in the same class, so they will get good mark or good score, ladies and gentlemen. So, ladies and gentlemen, if they have a good mark, the school will get a good rating, ladies and gentlemen. The school rating will be up because they are mark of the genius students, ladies and gentlemen. We know that if the rating of the school up, that the school will get a popular, ladies and gentlemen, and be a school favorite, ladies and gentlemen. And if the school get to be a favorite school, there is a lot of students will sign up in the school, ladies and gentlemen. How the good impact if we implementing this motion in our life, ladies and gentlemen. Secondly, ladies and gentlemen, we know that why I'm really agree with this motion, because it's bring good impact to the student itself and to the school itself that I'm talking about. The genius student will bring good impact to the school, and the school will, if they get good impact from the genius students, will get a good rating and be popular, and a lot of students will sign up in the school, ladies and gentlemen. We're talking about why we should not arrange student in a classroom by their age, ladies and gentlemen. Firstly, we should talking about the bad impact if we arrange the students based on their age, ladies and gentlemen. Firstly, the bad impact to the genius student, ladies and gentlemen. We know that I'm talking before, the genius students cannot study in the noisy situations or cannot get a disturb when they are study, ladies and gentlemen. So if they cannot to get a full concentration, they will be stressed, ladies and gentlemen, and they will get down of their mark, ladies and gentlemen. We know that if they are stressed, they will cannot to get a full concentration and have a bad mark or bad score in their school, ladies and gentlemen. And secondly, we know that if the genius students get a disturb from normal students, that they will we know that other students or normal students will mock them, ladies and gentlemen, and it make them stress too, ladies and gentlemen. We know that how bad if the genius students get a stress, they will get a bad mark, ladies and gentlemen, in a lot of lessons, maybe, ladies and gentlemen. And secondly, ladies and gentlemen, we're talking about the bad impact to the school itself, ladies and gentlemen, if we arrange the students in the same classroom based on their age, ladies and gentlemen. We know that if the genius students get stressed and have a bad mark, we know that will bring bad impact to the school, ladies and gentlemen. Why it bring bad impact to the school? That's because the rating of the school will be down, and that's the school will not get the favorite get a favorite school, and there is only a little bit students sign up in the school, ladies and gentlemen. We know that how bad impact if we not implementing this motion in our life, for best especially to the school in our country, especially is Indonesia, ladies and gentlemen. So, ladies and gentlemen, based on this motion, this house will arrange students in classroom based on their intelligence and academic performance rather than other age. That's if we implementing this motion, this will be good impact. If some students study in the same class, for example, based on their intelligence, or Indonesians we call it accelerations, ladies and gentlemen. That will be bring good impact to the student itself and bring good impact to the school itself, ladies and gentlemen. And how if we arrange their based on their age, ladies and gentlemen, we know that the genius students cannot to study in the other situations. I means that the noisy situations or with normal student will disturb them, because we know that the normal students will mock at them and call them a bookworm, or Indonesian called kutu buku. So they will stress and bring good impact to this to their mark and bad impact to the school itself, ladies and gentlemen. We're talking about how important we implementing this motion in our life, ladies and gentlemen. If we implementing this motion in our life, especially in Indonesians, that will bring the more good than bad, ladies and gentlemen. It's good for the student itself, or for the school itself, ladies and gentlemen. So the good impact to the student or to the school, ladies and gentlemen. So I'm as a government bench, I'm really agree with this motion. Thank you.